2020 has created many new normals, one of them being working from home and sitting on a ton of virtual meetings. While it may be easy to just roll out of bed and turn your computer on and join a Zoom call for work, it might not be professional. So Christina's here to get us ready for our next virtual meeting with the best tips. Hey, Christina.
Hey, Tracy. How are you?
I'm so good, and it's so good to see your face. Why do we have to think about how we look on these Zoom calls?
Because you want to look like, you have to remember that you're still going to the office. So whether you're working from home or going into your office, you still need to look polished and put together. I remember I was watching a holiday movie a few weeks ago, and the main character was, on Zoom meetings all day, and she was in her pajamas and her hair was all frazzled and everything. And all I kept remembering was her mother saying, "Don't you want to look professional when you're in these meetings?" And she just thought because she was working from home, she didn't have to look put together. But the one thing is that you want to maintain that kind of normal routine that you did during the week if you're working from home. So that means get up and get dressed. And I know that this sounds kind of daunting, but it will boost your energy levels. It will kind of make you feel better. And keep in mind, you only have to get dressed from the waist up. So the rest of it's like business on the top, and then like me, like party on the bottom. You can wear your sweatpants and you can wear your slippers and no one's going to know.
That's right. So you still have that comfort thing going on. The reason why I love the tips you're going to give us is it's the little things that make a big difference. So I know you want to talk about joggers to begin with.
Yes. So, I mean, you want to make sure that you are still like comfortable but put together from the top up. So one of my biggest tips is keep in mind of the pattern that you're wearing and the color. So, for example, both of us are wearing a pattern top. Yours is a bold floral from what I can see, and I'm wearing a leopard. And that's okay because it's not busy on the screen. But think of those little tiny patterns that after a while on the screen, it kind of comes up with little lines. For example, this blazer, the pattern on it looks beautiful to my eye, but on the screen, it might make some of your coworkers a little dizzy when you're sitting there during your meeting. So think about the pattern that you're wearing. Go for a bolder print, a larger print, like a large polka dot or leopard or floral like you're wearing. And then go for color. Make it contrast and then add color to brighten up your day, to brighten up your coworkers' day.
So color,
it is
huge, huge, huge. I want to talk about necklines because I have gotten in trouble with this situation a few times. So what do you need to tell us about necklines?
So yes, Tracy, you don't want anything that's too plunging, but at the same time, you don't want anything that's too high. So for example, I love turtlenecks. I will wear turtlenecks all the time in the wintertime. But something like this during a Zoom meeting is going to make you look all stuffy. So what I would suggest is what we call a mock turtleneck, where it doesn't cover your entire neckline. It may cut mid neckline or even just below. So something like this, it's still high. It still looks like a turtleneck, but it's not necessarily that full-fledged turtleneck. Another trick is if you don't have anything of a mock turtleneck at home, take an ordinary turtleneck and just roll the neck down twice so you can get that right neckline. Also, you don't want anything that, like I said, be revealing. So put a camisole underneath something that is low neckline like we've done here, or opt for a V-neck. So even though this is not a plunging neckline, it's still a V-neck, which will help elongate your neck, similar to what I'm wearing today. Because when you're sitting down, your angles and everything, it will look more polished and clean.
For sure. Okay, so I want to talk about that because part of the reason you don't want to be too low with your shirt is if your angle is coming from a little bit of a high place, you're going to see right down the top, the front of your top. So but angles are really important. When I was sitting down at home with the home studio, I realized if I was wearing something flowy, it just looked like a tent. So let's talk a little bit about how to make those angles work for your meeting.
Sure. So, I mean, this is probably one of my go-to sweaters in my closet. It is a chunky knit. It's oversized. It's boxy. This, along with all the baggy sweatpants or baggy sweatshirts that almost look like I grabbed it out of my husband's closet, look really well and nice in front of a mirror, doesn't translate nicely when you sit down and you're in front of your computer screen. All of that fabric, like you were saying, Tracy, almost kind of bunches up and does make you look boxier, and it makes you look stuffy. It doesn't make you look put together or clean cut. So if you want to do a knit, by all means you can, but get more of a fitted knit, similar to something like this. It's still a little bit on the oversized side, but because of the way that it's cut, it will kind of give you the definition between body and arm. Or go for a fitted tank top underneath or t-shirt. And if you're a little hesitant and you don't feel comfortable in more fitted things, add a blazer on top of it, add a topper or a vest. No matter what, whether you're standing or sitting, a blazer or a vest or even those long sweater jackets, they will look put together and you will appear to be almost smaller in the camera than if you were wearing something that's a little bit oversized.
Totally. And I would totally encourage people that even, you know, feel a little bit uncomfortable in slim fitting things. You look better on camera. It doesn't matter how big you are. If it's slim fitting, like it actually looks better. It's going to show your shape, right?
Exactly.
Christina, thank you so much. I love these tips. They're great.
Thank you, Tracy.
Good to see you.